Women as sexual objects. It's as if society has this skewed belief that a woman's value is solely tied to her sexual allure. And somehow, men are supposed to be the judges in this peculiar contest. But when some men reject the notion of objectify women, it seems like some women take it personally. It's almost like they think, if it's not all about the physical stuff, then what's our purpose? And when we bring up the concept of MGTOW, it's like we're challenging the very foundation of their self-worth. Suddenly, they find themselves questioning their value and feeling a bit down in the dumps. Women often express their disdain for MGTOWs, convinced that we're greedily amassing wealth, leaving them feeling deprived. It's almost as though they perceive it as a personal affront, as if we're withholding their allowance. When we discuss MGTOW principles with them, it's like we're shattering their dreams of being lavished with gifts and attention. They respond with frustration and inadvertently throw shade at us. In the face of criticism from women and their loyal defenders, derogatory terms like losers or gays are often hurled at us. But here's the reality check. MGTOWs are here to stay, so they better get accustomed to it. As our numbers continue to grow, women are likely to become increasingly perturbed, resorting to tantrums. It's akin to witnessing them go through the stages of grief. Initially, they attempt to shame us back into conventional relationships, and when that fails, they may try to negotiate with us. They might even become more overtly promiscuous in a bid to capture our attention. True story. Reflecting on my high school days, I recall a girl who had a clear interest in me, but my unwavering focus on my goals prevented me from noticing. She dropped hints left and right, but I remained utterly oblivious. Then came the day when she resorted to reading aloud from a Playboy magazine, as if that would gauge my interest in women. It was a baffling move, to say the least. If only she had straightforwardly expressed her feelings for me, perhaps I would have considered dating her. But alas, she chose a cryptic and indirect approach. The truth is, women often harbor a deep fear of rejection, and they'd rather forego pursuing a man than risk asking him out directly. Conversely, when a man loses interest in a woman, it often signals game over, with minimal room for second chances. MGTOW, it's not just about walking away from the dating scene. No way, we're about to set a new course. If more men join the MGTOW movement and decide to stop chasing women, what's the likely outcome? Well, get ready, because it's about to get interesting. Women are going to start asking us out because they need their attention fix. They're going to feel that void, the absence of our pursuit, and it's going to make them step out of their comfort zones. Picture this. They'll get all hot and bothered because they're not accustomed to being the ones making the first move. And then, they'll start showing off their bodies, trying to lure in the weak men who still believe in that blue pill nonsense. But not us, my fellow MGTOW brethren. We're living our best lives without all that drama and nonsense. Women in MGTOW forums. Now, here's something curious for you women infiltrating MGTOW forums, pretending to be men and talking smack. What's up with that, right? I mean, newsflash, ladies. You can't just magically become a man. MGTOW is all about men doing their own thing and living life on their own terms. But apparently, there's speculation about a women's version of this movement emerging, called women going their own way. But here's the thing, ladies. How are you going to handle all that alone time? Because let's be real, men know how to hang with the bros and keep busy without women around. We've perfected the art of enjoying our own company. But do women know how to do the same without us men in the picture? It's a question worth pondering, especially when you consider the probability of catfights. Throughout history, men have been the ones doing the chasing, pursuing women like they were treasures to be won. For some women, attention from men is like the air they breathe. Well, sorry, Jenny, but we men are charting our own course now. We're doing our own thing, and it might just feel like a breath of fresh air to us. Hope you brought a backup oxygen tank or something, because this new era is all about men reclaiming their independence and self-determination. And it's a movement that's here to stay. Imagine a scenario where the tables were turned, where men were swimming in wealth and women struggled to make even basic financial decisions. In such a world, our entire societal focus would inevitably shift away from women. But let's be realistic. Such a dramatic transformation isn't on the horizon anytime soon. Men vs. women. In today's landscape, we're witnessing a notable trend where women are increasingly taking the reins in the workforce, while men find themselves gradually displaced in various domains. It's almost as if the traditional roles are being flipped, and it's raising eyebrows. To counter this shift, one might suggest that a man must toil diligently, amass his savings, and embark on the challenging journey of establishing a thriving business. Through this, he can pave the way for other men to follow in his footsteps, perpetuating a cycle of success that might help reassert their prominence. But let's face it, not all contemporary men are wired to think in this entrepreneurial manner. The modern world presents a complex interplay of factors, where expectations, ambitions, and opportunities vary wildly among individuals. And as for the feminist movement, it's a topic that can spark passionate debates. Some argue that its noble goal is to promote gender equality and dismantle long-standing structures of male dominance, while others assert that certain factions within the feminist movement are driven by a desire to exert control over society as a whole. Consider this scenario. There's Alex, a driven and ambitious young woman in her late 20s. She had just secured a high-powered executive position at TechCorp, one of the city's leading tech companies. With her sharp intellect, strategic thinking, and knack for leadership, Alex was part of a wave of women who were not just entering the workforce, but reshaping its landscape. In contrast, Jack, a talented software engineer, found himself grappling with this evolving reality. His male peers, once the dominant force in the tech industry, were gradually being outnumbered by women like Alex. While he respected her achievements, Jack couldn't help but feel a sense of displacement. It was an unfamiliar terrain where men like him had to adapt quickly to stay competitive. Jack had a different dream. He aspired to launch his own tech startup. He believed in the power of innovation and wanted to pave his own path. But he couldn't ignore the pervasive sentiment among some men who yearned for the good old days when they felt in control of their destinies. But just reminiscing is not enough. Men need to get up and do something, or else the women will take over. And that is a scary world to imagine. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be the first to know when my new video drops. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.